Advanced English Arabic Learning Irregular Verbs, Session 18. Lead, led, led. Severe dieting doesn't necessarily lead to binge eating. Those germs might lead to vaginal discharge. I am trying to lead a more minimalistic life. It came out that he had been leading a secret job. Plaque around gum margins can lead to gingivitis. The grisly scene leading to the condos likely dissuaded anyone from visiting. Artificial lights are leading some migratory birds to go astray. Jessie's fame lead to rifts with her family. Globalization will inevitably lead to the total loss of cultural identity. Overwatering leads to plants that are waterlogged. That leads him to contemplate his own life. She emerged leading a bay horse. This will possibly lead to rural clubs having to amalgamate to field a team. Injuries can lead to tetanus if people get puncture wounds. The mistreatment of animals leads inexorably to the devaluing of all forms of life. To make a sham move to mislead an opponent. Such research may someday lead to important medical breakthroughs. His ambition is to lead a worldwide theocracy. A place where dull people lead uneventful lives. It may lead to increased morbidity and mortality. How do you tell if a girl is leading you on? He may not have what it takes to lead from wire to wire. The train is sidetracked onto a line leading to a terminal. It came out that he had been leading a secret double life. She's just leading him on, she has a serious boyfriend at home. He's leading her on to reveal more of her family history. He led numerous frontier raids. The bellboy led us to our rooms. He led a mutiny against the captain. He led an expedition in Egypt which claimed to find one mummy. He suffered heat stroke which led to the coma. Catherine led the way out of the ballroom across the parlor. The vicar led the hymn singing. He led a remarkably frugal existence. Their disagreement led to a blow-up. The problems in the company led to a complete breakdown. She flirted with him and led him on. She led him on about her desire to get married. The investigation led to the arrest of a number of suspects. Such exasperation may have led to a rift. He was led astray by boozy colleague. I climbed the 3 flights of stairs which led to his office. Many people are led astray by strong feelings. This has led to discord within the various cultures and ethnicities. The company had by its acquiescence led the claimants to believe that the pack is a tightly knit, highly organized group, led by an alpha wolf. Learn, learned, learned. In the new millennium, women can learn and teach. Learning a language is difficult, but if you keep up at it, you'll succeed. She limbered up for the election by learning the relevant statistics. Learn how to haggle over the asking price. A baby learning to crawl. Learn the qualities of rich people. Computer technology is an adjunct to learning. The teacher's task is to foster learning. Dyslexia is a learning disorder. You'll soon learn the lurks and perks. The school motto is United to Learn. He decided to attend the auction, ostensibly to learn about auction procedure. A milestone in a baby's life is when they learn how to walk. The number of people learning ballroom has doubled. The ultimate essence of life is learning to live good life. Her mind was so nimble and she was so quick to learn. Learning the great man's speeches and studying his mannerisms. To learn by heart means that you have understood it before committing it to memory. The number of people learning ballroom has doubled in the last 2 years. I learned that flammable and inflammable mean the same thing. She came round and learned that the operation had been a complete success. She learned the hang gliding. I learned that they had eaten already. A poem learnt by rote in childhood. She has learned to be provident. She intended to relay everything she had learned. Much to mull over as I consolidate the lessons I've learned about myself. I have learned from them, and that's water under the bridge now. I'd learned too many grim poems in school. Leave, left, left. To leave their homes undefended. We will not leave the people in the lurch. Eventually, he is placated and leaves the scene. Don't leave any valuables in your car out of sight. I'll leave them to fight it out. Chop chop. We'll miss the bus if we don't leave now. We should get everything square before we leave. Poor nutrition can leave you feeling below par. It will be a real wrench to leave after 8 years. Some fabrics leave tiny specks of lint on the glass. This body oil leaves your skin feeling deliciously supple. I wanted to leave early, I was up with the lark. He slams the door behind him as he leaves. They gave troops a week to leave the coastal enclave. Spoon of wood or plastic leaves the savor intact. To leave them high and dry. Leave a few mushrooms for garnish and slice the remainder. Most anglers leave their line on a reel for far too long. Pour boiling water over the fruit and leave it to stand for 5 minutes. Leave the cheese to mature. Don't leave perishable food items to overheat in the boot of your car. You'd better not leave any cash around, she's known for her sticky fingers. It leaves us to plumb our own depths to discover who we really are. When in doubt, leave it out. Do you think if we leave the party together it will set tongues wagging? It's time for you to leave the house, she'll smother you if you remain. You need to get it together and finish packing so that we can leave. Lots of people leave because they can't hack it. So be willing to leave a little wiggle room in your schedule. The drunk keeled over when trying to leave the pub. Let's go and leave him alone to sober up. He told them to pig off and leave him in peace. He told them to run along and leave him in peace. They all ran off and left me holding the bag. You left the embassy out on a limb. She's become quite a gadabout since she left home. He was set on when he left the bar. When he hit the big time he left her and traded up. She left in the dead of the night. It is a pity that she left. He sparked a melee that left the heartthrob with broken sunglasses. We left a lot of people literally and figuratively in the dark. It left in limbo for an indefinite period. He left her an annuity of $1,000 in his will. But unbeknown to his family, he left. I packed a bag and left. His death in 1990 left her bereft. She absent-mindedly left her brolly on the table. To top it all, she left me with huge debts. She upped and left him. She left the comfort of the sumptuous abode to indulge in a spot of snorkeling. He left a cushy banking job. That day left an indelible mark. His loss left a void in the team and organization. In my 3rd year I left home and went flatting with David. In a fluster, he excused himself from his superiors and left. His mistake left us all out of pocket. After she left him, he went berserk, throwing things about the apartment. I left a little indent in the wall 8 years ago. The couple were left to foot the bill after their claim was declined. When the tide goes out, a lot of boats are left high and dry, out of the water. I haven't left myself much wiggle room, either. This news has left me totally flabbergasted. The other investors pulled out of the project and we were left holding the baby. His friends ran away and he was left holding the baby. The straw is left on the field to be baled later. She has left an indelible imprint on my mind. I'm left with a huge scar and a large bald patch on my knee. The ventilation cowl was left closed. The time I spent with her has left an indelible imprint on my mind. After the storms only one house was left standing. He was left cringing with embarrassment. Parking lot is an area where cars or other vehicles may be left temporarily. Her husband did a runner and now she's left with 2 kids to bring up. The husband has left the matrimonial home. Remand prisoners are left to fester in our jails while they wait for trial. He has been left to squirm in a mire of new allegations. Scores of wharves are being left to crumble. Birthmarks were thought to be bruises left by elves. The end. Coming next. Session 19.